I've been preparing for years. People said it could never be done. They've laughed at me, mocked me, told me that it's not worth the trouble. They say only those who've died have seen the end of war. But I'll show them. I'll show them all. I seem to have lost my hat between the intro and the title card. Oh well. So, Splatoon, huh? Splatoon started out life as Nintendo's answers to shooters, a way to reach that market while still retaining their family-friendly branding. But now we're on Splatoon 3, it's become so much more than that. An engaging story mode, turf war, salmon runs, and a card game which is fine. It's definitely a game mode choice. There's a game mode for any kind of player, but what if there was more? This is Side Order, a DLC for Splatoon 3 released on the 22nd of February 2024. Do you want to know what I was doing in February 2024? I was playing Cult of the Lamb. That's right, I'm a new Splatoon player. I joined in the What Would You Do at the World's End Splatfest. I chose same old, if anyone was wondering. But Splatfest choices aside, that's not actually what I bought the game for. I bought the game specifically for its DLC content. What can I say, the idea of a shooter/roguelike intrigued me. But now, I've finished Side Order. In fact, I've beaten it 24 times. So what is there left for me to do? I've done it. No, I haven't. I've lied to you, and if you checked the title of the video, you would have known that. There's one more challenge that I have to do.
But Link, what is the challenge?
Well, I'm glad you asked, hypothetical audience member. The challenge that I have left to do is the Lohax badge in Side Order.
But what's the Lohax badge?
For the uninitiated, the Lohax badge is a challenge where you have to beat the entirety of Side Order using 8's palette and only 4 or less hacks enabled. And while that might seem like a simple challenge, a complete run of the Side Order Tower takes about an hour. 30 floors of brutal challenges only made easier with Marina's hacks and skill. But with this challenge, you can't use Marina's hacks. You have to rely entirely on your skill set. There's 5 different types of floor, each with its own challenge, scaling from easy to rigorous. And that's not all. Sometimes you get a floor marked with this little guy who causes pain and suffering. This goofy little guy can change up the entire level by turning off the lights, increasing enemy strength, or even sending a barrage of heat-seeking missiles your way.
Gee, that sounds hard.
Oh, it is. It is.
Do you think the only reason you are really doing this is so you can feel some semblance of achievement to create the illusion of feeling like you have some sort of control over your life?
With how 8's palette works, the more hacks you have, the less colour chips you can collect, and you need to have 4 or fewer hacks enabled to complete the challenge. With all that in mind, I decided to have a mere 3 hacks active for my run. 1 extra life as a safety net, weaken enemies to speed up the process a little bit, and risky rewards. A rather special hack that doesn't actually add to the hack count, but you can earn up to 3 times the currency you would normally if you win, and absolutely nothing if you lose. Because I love gambling. To kick things off, I decided to do a couple test runs of the tower to get a lay of the land, figure things out, and I actually got pretty close. Until... Okay, so it seems like this might require a bit of thought instead of running in head first. And so I planned. I schemed. I came up with increasingly complicated ideas to get myself to beat this challenge. And in fact, I analysed every single side and special to the point where I had to hire someone to talk this through. So I will unfortunately hand you over to Dr. Link. Dr. Link. Hello. So as we worked out, the best special for us to be using is this one, right here. This is the best special for us to be using in Killer Whale 5.1. It is 6 speakers that shoots out direct beams of ink directly at the enemy, which is perfect for taking out bosses, enemies, anything, you name it. As for the worst special, that would be this one, the Ink Storm. As all it really does is provide like an even layer of ink along the floor. Not really good for damage, not really good to help us take out any enemies, really. Subs, right. The best sub that we worked out for us to be using is the Burst Bomb. It's an instant explosion of ink, which I know that you get from a lot of the subs in there, but it's instant. You get it straight away, which is really handy for creating a buffer against you and the enemy. The worst one to use was the ink ball. It's literally just a ball of ink. It doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. So that's all we needed you for. So off you go. Go. Sorry about that. Really boring. Hate that guy. And so, with all this new knowledge, I set out to beat this tower and get my badge. And I have to say, I did consistently pretty well. Of course, there was the odd run where I did die in the first tower section, but that's purely because I got overconfident, nothing else. Yes, Marina, I'm aware I only have one life left. We all just watched me get smacked about by the goop fish. But if you've been watching closely, you'll notice that there's a certain type of floor I've been skipping. It's these protect the zone levels, because I'm sorry, but this is the most brutal piece of gaming I've ever played. Cuphead, easy. Hollow Knight, give me a break. Splatoon's side orders protect the zone levels are the most anxiety-inducing, stressful levels I have ever had the misfortune of experiencing. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the tower. Can I interest you in a ferocious invading droves fortress floor? Or perhaps an eternally shelterless nightmare gateway floor? Or perhaps you'd like the cruel Sisyphean H-shaped floor? God is dead and this killed him. And so this is why I tried to avoid those floors as much as possible. The last thing I wanted was to get stuck on the eternal nightmare gateway floor. Now, I'm sure you're wondering... Oh look everyone, the hypothetical audience member is back.
But Link!
Yes, hypothetical audience member?
Are you learning anything from this? Are you making notes and learning from your failures? Are you essentially throwing this digital octopus against the wall repeatedly in the hopes that something will work?
Don't sass me. These are my challenge logs. Each time I die in a run, I log it here with how I died, what weapons I was using, and even what colour chips I was using, in hopes that I can pinpoint precisely what combination of weapons and chips works for me. And after careful analysis, no, not from you. And after careful analysis, I worked out that the best type of chip to go for is the lucky chip. There's a chance that you can get bombs to drop, which is perfect for when you want to try and keep enemies away from you, and you can even get like increased item drops. It's just incredibly handy to have when you're trying to take on a challenge with such limited lives. So see, I am making notes and learning as I go. See, you doubted me. You shouldn't have doubted me.
Huh. Well, I guess you're right. With this amount of preparation, you'd get the badge for sure.
Well, what if I were to tell you that I actually beat the challenge completely by accident in a run that was a test, and I didn't actually mean to beat that challenge at that point at all?
What?
Yeah, so as it turns out, I beat this challenge pretty simply during a late night run that I did just sort of for the hell of it.
So you mean to tell me that you do all this preparation, all this planning, just for what? For you to beat it on a whim?
Yes. Okay, so it's about... Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 10:39 p.m.
So it's 10:39 p.m. and I did it. I beat it. If we can just we made it. We made it. It is challenge complete. It's done. They say insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And they're right. Repeatedly trying to beat a challenge when the only prize is a digital badge and a feeling of satisfaction is insane. I won't deny that, but what I will say is that the feeling of satisfaction feels good. It was a combination of skill and luck.
Talk about failing upwards.
And now I can sit back, relax, and enjoy a few rounds of Anarchy Battle. On my favourite map too. No, you know what? I'm done here. I'm done.